Dangin Nira, Dan Amzin Uframevna, Nievin Ebramoda. Lesson 20. Relative Clauses. Oftentimes, when seeking to describe something, more is required than just an adjective or a prepositional phrase. It's sometimes not enough to know that a noun is big or pretty or on a mountain. To give more information than this, we use what are called relative clauses. For example, in the sentence, "The man who shot Liberty Valance," the man is the noun being described, and "who shot Liberty Valance" is the relative clause describing it. In Dangin Nira, relative clauses begin with an "e" question noun, either Emma or Esta. This is then followed by the descriptive sentence. For example, if we define Kisoi as to shoot, then Nenrisa esta kiseteg Liberty Valance would be the man who shot Liberty Valance. Notice the comma before the relative clause. As another example, Nenbava emakelok would mean the dog that is running. Now the tricky part to this is that the noun described and the a word are part of two different sentences and may often be declined in different cases. For example, Helikos nen sumerg esta hawonolikse mebfaskin folma would mean I'm speaking to the woman who will massage me tomorrow. Note that nen sumerg is in the dative, while esta is in the nominative. Regardless of the case the a word is in, it will always come at the front of the relative clause. For example, if we define Swoloi as to climb and Idiga as lightning, then Swolom nen fisre eme Idiga toldedegmeb olbelvinni hapa would mean you're climbing the tree that lightning struck yesterday. Notice how the eme is accusative because it is the object of the relative clause. As another example, if we define Idaha as potato, then Mosnen hebrisa estergbete midahe adinan granatra would mean I'm the boy that you gave a potato to on the mountain. You can even have chains of relative clauses. For example, if we define Amopoi as to fall and Wagnarpa as balcony, then Nen selfaskudokra tsukelok nen pupne ema amopitek kradzul nen Wagnarpa ema megloak tasmino nasme would mean the police officer is holding the cat that fell off of the balcony that is owned by your mother. Sometimes we can only describe something with a relative clause. We can't even define it as a noun with that secondary sentence. In these cases, we have to use a ta word as a stand-in for the noun, either tama or tasta. This ta word acts exactly like a noun would in this situation. For example, lehitos fuvoitame eme fuvom would mean I need to know what you know. Or if we define Imroi as to seek, then tamen haken Dakra moktasta este Imrom would mean that warrior is the person who you're seeking. In some cases, the vu, wed, glo, deg, and stro nouns can be used as well. For example, if we define Hanoi as to find, tut vusta winok Hanoi serguetste este winos valoi would mean, can anybody find me someone I can love? Note that the thing found is in the accusative, while the person you're finding the thing for is in the dative. As another example, Varm kolis vuste esta zerur neuk peblamoi se would mean, I will kill anyone who would try to stop me. Most often, a relative clause will interrupt the main sentence to describe the noun. In this case, the relative clause is quarantined in commas. For example, if we define Dakra as person, then Rovglosta esta kisrozer portugues lela, hirkorneuser sit portugues lela, natul portugues lela u meglorneuk kendinu Dakre. Would mean, if everyone who likes Portugal went to Portugal, then Portugal would have a lot of people. Note that GLO nouns often take the fourth person, and that esta, as a relative pronoun, will always take verbs conjugated in the person corresponding to their relative noun. GLO, wed, and VU pronouns can all take fourth-person verbs. This happens when they're not referencing a specific individual. Note the difference between these two. Wedsta esta ged fievro labis, gafretek sineblaske. Someone, who will not be named, took my cookies. This is implying that a specific individual did the taking. Defining Garhanin as brave and Konkarna as monster, we contrast this to Wedsta esta muhuzer kend Garhanin, zonozer varmkoi taminu Konkarne. Someone who is very brave should kill that monster. This is implying that the speaker doesn't know a specific brave individual, but is merely stating an opinion that someone should perform this action. As another example of relative pronouns retaining the person of their related noun, Ebma este ekruhum tzetke momtharsin would mean, you all who eat apples are healthy. This last sentence is also an example of the few times when you will explicitly state personal subject pronouns. This is only because there has to be a noun for esta to relate to. Similarly, sa esta ogavites animem ade, muhus assumin, would mean, I, who have read 1,000 books, am smart. So, in conclusion, just remember that a relative clause is simply a sentence that describes a noun. After the noun comes a comma, then either an emma or an esta, depending on the noun, in the correct case, then your descriptive sentence. If necessary, a ta or vu or other correlative pronoun can substitute for the noun to be described. Now make sure you know this new vocabulary, then move on to the next video.